Hello, it's Morella from Isle of Man Stamps and Coins today, on location at the Manx Museum, Manx National Heritage Manx Museum in Douglas in the Isle of Man. I'm very lucky to be joined by Yvonne Cresswell today, the curator at the Manx Museum, and we're here to talk about this gentleman here, this gentleman's work, Joh Miller Nicholson. We're very lucky in the Isle of Man to have a beautiful display of his work within the museum. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about some of the works of art that you have, Yvonne, please?
Well, this is a retrospective of Joh Miller Nicholson's work. He was a Manx artist, born 1840, died 1913, born and bred in the Isle of Man, apparently never left the island, son of a painter and decorator, and that was his day job. But actually, he's probably the greatest British Impressionist artist that nobody actually knows about, because he was an amazing artist who was greatly appreciated in Britain. People like John Ruskin, the great Victorian art critic, thought that he was a wonderful artist. He was being exhibited in the 1870s at the Grosvenor Gallery in London, which was the equivalent of the Saatchi Gallery. So, you know, his work was really appreciated. He travelled on Ruskin's advice to Venice, and that really changed his work from being very sort of detailed pre-Raphaelite into this wonderful Impressionist artwork. And we're incredibly lucky to have a collection of all his great works. A lot of it came from his studio collection, which was purchased for the nation and then deposited at the Manx Museum. We also have work that was then donated to the museum by his grandson, again a great Manx artist, Joh Nicholson, who designed a lot of the Manx stamps in the 1970s and 1980s. So, as I say, a great British artist that outside of the Isle of Man isn't that well known. But what's fascinating is that he was an artist, a graphic designer, a photographer, somebody who produced amazing sketches. And hopefully this exhibition just shows the amazing breadth and depth of his work. But what's interesting is he never actually gave up the day job.
No.
He was always a painter and decorator, and the business of Nicholson Brothers with his brother was a well-known family firm. And it was actually as part of that family firm that he produced the murals for St Thomas's Church.
Wow, goodness me.
He designed them free of charge because he was part of the congregation at St Thomas's, but then what he basically charged for the labour and materials. But it means that St Thomas's has this kind of, in a sense, you know, wonderful interior decoration, which they could have spent an absolute fortune on, but they got for the fraction of the price due to the great sort of ability and talent, this sort of artistic genius of Nicholson. And it's an interior that stands against, you know, interiors by any of the great British arts and crafts artists.
Absolutely, it is truly beautiful down there. Is it true as well that you do actually have sketches of his work on display within the museum here? You have actual pencil drawings of some of the images that he did in the church?
Well, that's the wonderful thing, is that the work that we got from his grandson, Joh Nicholson, included actually the draft designs for the St Thomas murals.
Wow.
And these include the ones that have actually been produced on a grid, so that they could actually take the sketches, which are on A4 sheets of paper, take them physically to the church and then enlarge them on the walls. And it's interesting, it was actually his brother who did then all of the lettering. So it was very much a sort of, in a sense, a sort of family collaboration. It was both of the Nicholson brothers who produced that wonderful work of art. And it's fascinating to look at all of the drawings that show how the designs developed.
Yes.
And to even see the sort of we've got in the collections the cartoons, which have got all of the like little sort of pinholes where they've been sort of pinned up on the wall, and then all of the lines have got the pinholes. Wow. So they could actually mark on the fresh plaster the design straight onto the wall. So
wow,
we have the whole
amazing.
archive in the collections, and then we have a selection of the original artwork on display in this exhibition.
Yvonne, thank you very much for having us here and showing us the beautiful works of art from Joh Miller Nicholson. And of course, we're here primarily to show you the work of art from St Thomas Church down the road, the Murals. And inside, we have the beautiful miniature sheet containing the £3 stamp and the images of the murals from St Thomas's Church, done by Joh Miller Nicholson. For more information on these products and all our products, please go to www.iomstamps.com.